Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Coffee with Shanda, and we're going to have a Freestyle Friday, which means that you can ask me any question you want in your business. Every Friday, I'm going to do this, which means that it's a great session to really get your problem solved as an entrepreneur. Sometimes you can feel like you're sitting in your house as a solopreneur, staring at a computer all day long, and what actually really gets done. And sometimes it's that small little tweak in some coaching for you that gets you off to the races again. So welcome to Freestyle Fridays, which ask me anything about your business, and let's rock it out this morning. Hi, Carla. Hi, Alex. Carla and Alex and I are actually, and Ash and our babies are actually heading to Vegas today, which is kind of fun. Awesome. Okay, I see you guys on Instagram joining. I see you guys on Facebook joining. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Gosh, there's lots of you guys loading on today. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Denise. Hi, Susan. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Heather. Barbara. Melanie from Barbados. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, Complete Paris. You guys on Instagram, I need you to put your names. Complete Paris. I'm like, I love that. It makes me want to go to Paris. Anyway, okay, you guys, let's rock and roll. Hi, Wendy McKenna, Margaret, Sherry, Sandy, Candy. Hi, you guys. Good morning. You guys are the early birds. This is great. Okay, Freestyle Fridays. Ask me any question in your business. Let's rock it out. Let's have a HeartCore morning. That really leads to really an incredible day. Okay, so Jody, should I offer strategy sessions or a weekend program 3 or 4 hours on my webinar? Okay, so Jody, great question. Make sure that when you guys are looking at your business, and Jody, I'll answer your question, but I'm going to back step for a second. She's asking me basically on her webinar, should she offer strategy sessions for people to talk to her, or should she offer like a virtual weekend program that maybe she creates over 2, 3, 4 hours, right? Off of her webinar. And so make sure when you're looking, this is a great question because when you get stuck in your business, often you get stuck because you're thinking about a tactical decision, like a tactical decision, right? So make sure that you don't fall too in love with your content or that you fall too in love with, or not even fall too in love, get too stressed out about what you should actually offer. Put yourself back in the scenario, Jody and everybody else, is what is going to be the topic and the training of your webinar? And what would be the best offer that you could give at the end of it that would help the people watching that are still on at the end? Obviously, if somebody's still on at the end of a webinar, they want what it is that you're talking about. Now it's up to you to become very good at making an offer that, first of all, you can be shitty at making an offer. If you make a really good offer in the essence of it's very valuable to somebody, they're going to take it. So part of your job as an entrepreneur or marketer is actually getting people across the line. If they're standing there at the end of a webinar, they actually want you to walk them across the line. They're just stuck in their own limiting beliefs, right? So the answer to that question is not an easy strategy calls or create a new virtual workshop to give them. It's not really that easy. It really comes down to you asking what would be the best give to them, right? So if I taught, so I'm obviously a really big fan of building email lists, right? I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's a security blanket. I think it's a really smart business move. And so if I taught a webinar, which I often do around list building, it's a really great give. I mean, to give you, we get 50, 80 applications a day to work with us, right? And you could go to helpmeshanda.com/apply, and you'll be one of those 50 or 80 people. We'll get to you, but we can't, we're adding staff to keep up with the amount of people who apply to talk to us. But it's still a great, it's a great give to people who really want our coaching. And it's a great opportunity for people to get a plan. But it's also, if they're the right fit for us, we'll make them an offer. If they're not the right fit for us, we won't make them an offer. Trust me, I see the roster of a lot of people not getting offers. Or they'll be sent to my book or something like that to read until they're ready to really help us rock out their business. I think on helpmeshanda.com, I think just without the /apply, I think it actually has my webinar. So you can actually watch it and see how I position to a close, so to speak. But my point in sharing all of that with you is that come from the heart first. Like, come from what would be the best offer. Because if you believe it's a good offer for them, again, you can suck at making offers. And as long as you have a smile on your face when you make the offer, even if it's virtual and they can't see you, there's a warmth that comes across, and it makes it easy for people to step forward. Does that make sense? So in other words, what I'm trying to say to you is your belief in your offer is the most important. Now, there's some strategy around how to make better offers, and I can coach you around that, but that's individual because I have to see where you're at. But the truth is if you just do a tactical offer at the end of a webinar, a live stream, any of that, a live event, if you just make an offer and you're not really connected to it, then it just doesn't convert as well. Does that make sense? Okay, so Instagram, feel free to ask me any questions, please. Lexi, because I'm new and starting the Pace Club soon, how would you go about having a Facebook Live for the first time? So Lexi, great question. I would actually recommend that you do, if you want to get into Facebook Lives, even to practice your messaging, first of all, it actually is a great thing for you guys to make mistakes on any sort of live videos. It's great. I mean, I do them in my living room right now, I've got this little, beachfront bungalow, I guess, as we're building a house right now in Cardiff, and so we're living in this really, really cute beachfront. I call it our beachfront bungalow. It's really cute, but I really could, get a really great background and have all these professional videographers come in, and I do that for some things, but there's a power to letting people into my living room and being intimate with me and just being Shanda. Like, I just look like this. This is what I look like. If I'm doing professional videos for like a launch or something, I might have Carla come over and do my hair and my makeup. But this is what Shanda looks like on a regular basis, right? You see me in hats, you see me, and letting you into my living room. So there's a lot of imperfections in this. Some days my son joins me. So Lexi and everybody else, if you want to really stretch yourself, I would recommend you do a Facebook Live every day or an Instagram Live every day. I'd recommend that you do it for about 10 minutes. It gets hard for people to listen after 10 minutes. In fact, when I do 4-minute hacks, like if I do an Instagram or especially a Facebook Live, that's just like a 4-minute hack. Like the one I did where I put my cell phone in a box and I literally just said, hey, you guys, it was like a little less than 4 minutes. I was like, hey, you guys, have you ever struggled with the fact that your cell phone's taking over your life? You're like on Instagram or Facebook. I know you guys have. If you're on with me at 6 a.m., I know you're ambitious. And because you're ambitious, you've probably got your head on your apps, right? All the time. Do you sleep with them? Do they end up on your bed, your nightside table, right? You're still looking at them as you're closing the lights off. That's ambition and commitment, but you do have to find a way to temper that to shut down your nervous system. If you're not resting, just like an athlete, if you're not resting, then you're not optimizing your full potential of great ideas and execution. I don't know the exact stat, but something like I can't remember the stat, but it's like if you don't get a good night's sleep, it's like going to work on like a 6-pack of beer. Right? Like, would you show up to work? I would never drink a 6-pack of beer and then do this live, right? Like, so it's important for you to recover and shut these things off. So I shared about that, and I shared about a personal moment on the fact that I was just not being present with my son. I mean, I actually cried about it, not on the Facebook Live, but I felt like, I was just really screwing up as a parent. And so I took my phone and I got a box for it. A friend of mine, Alex Mendozian, said, Shanda, just get a box for it. I have a box for my phone. And when my phone goes in that box and I shut the box, it's off. Now, if I leave the house and go to a store or something like that, I grab the phone. And that's where sometimes, or like if I'm on my way to my room, because I actually use my phone as my alarm, even though I typically wake up an hour before my alarm, I still bring my phone in, and that's the next strategy that I'm going to break. But my point in sharing all of that is I did a 4-minute Facebook Live on just talking about that and putting my phone in the box as I was saying goodbye. We had 18,000 views like that. You know what I mean? And so that's amazing because I don't get 18,000 views on Coffee with Shanda. You know what I mean? Some of them have 58,000, things like that, but that's just it's just rare, right? Like I typically have a couple thousand, you know, and that's the truth, right? So for that amount of volume. So Lexi and everybody who wants to kind of play with your messaging, I would recommend anywhere between 4 minutes and 10 minutes max. Do one like every day if you can. Show your life. Think about how's it beneficial for them and just add value. Now, people used to tell me when I was learning, you know, when you get all caught up in your head, like what would you do like an email on or a webinar or a live? What would you do these, like what would be the topics? And remember saying with the last question I answered a couple minutes ago is like, don't get so caught up in the tactical. Just think about what are you finding valuable in your own life that you can share? Like, is there something that you do that's helping you sleep better? Is there something that you do that's helping you, you know, with a better relationship? Is there, you know, anything that you can share that's valuable to you? This goes back to my answer with Jody about what to offer on the back of the webinar. If you believe that something is valuable, the way and the tone in which you speak it will cause somebody else value in their life. Like it will create a ripple effect. So don't just make shit up and just talk about it. Just really just like, what could you share that's really working for you and put it out there. Does that help? Awesome. Wendy, today is day 30 of my Facebook Lives. I've learned so much just doing them, 110%. Awesome. Instagram, you guys are quiet this morning. Anybody have a question? I see you guys on, but do you guys have any questions? Please feel free to ask them, okay? Jamie Bogan wants to know when Wendy's Facebook Lives are so you guys can connect. Hi, Isabel. Love you, girl. We're heading to Vegas today. Okay, so let me see. Sandy, would you do lives on your personal page, way more people, or your new business page? So Sandy, yeah, I mean, I do lives in my Facebook groups. I do them on my personal page. On my personal page, I typically direct people over to the HeartCore business page because I really like to condition everybody that my business is being done on this page. But if you have a lot of people, first of all, it comes down to your strategy, right? So don't try and squeeze every ounce of return on investment out of everything you do. And here's why I say that. I think it's a scarcity mindset when we think we need to be perfect or get everything right or squeeze every ounce. Like you got to get every ounce out of your coach. You got to get every ounce out of your marriage. You got to get every ounce out of like your friend or every ounce out of $1 you spend. What if you just said, what would be valuable for you? Like, why are you actually doing your Facebook Lives? If it's just to practice and actually just get good at engaging and get good at speaking and coming up with great topics and, you know, really wanting to build your confidence, then just do it on your personal page, right? If it's to really, like if you are actually already good at speaking and you feel pretty comfortable at this, then why don't you just let your personal page know that you're doing it on your business page like I do and just roll with it. Does that make a difference? So, it's kind of like the first time I ever did a zone event. I walked into the zone event with the mentality of reducing all pressure on myself. And I said, if I just break even, that's good enough, right? Because I'll just absolutely like just rock it the next time. Meaning that just do your best, know what success would be for you. Like what would make a successful coffee date with someone? What would make a successful practicing Facebook Lives? Like whatever that looks like, often we just step into things and just do them, and we actually don't know what would actually cause us to feel fulfillment, right? I'll just say that again. Often we're so busy doing, right, that we don't actually stop and measure it and say, well, what would be the return that would give me fulfillment? And so if you know that, then you can stop chasing after the Joneses, stop comparing yourself to people, and you can actually just run your own race, so hopefully that helps. Hi, Adrian, how are you? Awesome. Good morning. Somebody's asking me on Instagram, good morning, how often do you do these live streams? So Monday through Friday, I do them at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. It's Coffees with Shanda. I always have my coffee with me. It's actually macchiato. a little bit of coconut milk in it. I'm actually going to take a sip. But I do them Monday through Friday. The only time I don't stream on Instagram is when I have a guest, because I use a different technology called Be Live TV. And I stream that on, I can't do it on Instagram because it's a partnership. You know, I'm interviewing, so I can only do that on Facebook. But Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Awesome. Shanda joined Pace Club after the Zone event. Awesome. Have content ready for my free gift ideas for the program. What's the ideas for program? What's the platform? What's the platform? Just using my AWeber email doc forms. I'm stuck on how to get my material out there. My VA made it look great. My free gift should be an ebook. Maybe I should be patient. Chandra, we have very similar names. Chandra. I'm not really understanding all of your posts, but AWeber is a great technology for collecting your emails in. I actually like AWeber a lot. They have great email deliverability, and you can run multiple different campaigns in it, which I like. So I will tell you, for your free gift, if it's an ebook, make sure your ebook is extraordinary, because information is so free online right now. Like, I mean, look at what I'm doing on Coffees with Shanda, right? Information is so free online right now that we're inundated by information. And so really make sure that you're giving some of your best stuff. So if I was to do an ebook, I might do, hey guys, you guys are welcome to come in. See, this is the intimacy of your living room. You might do, like if I was to do an ebook, I might do an ebook on how to make an offer. Right? And then add an audio URL where they could actually go get an audio of me like speaking the ebook as well, so that they could hear my tone, and maybe some extra things like me making an offer on the video or on the audio version of the ebook, so that it's more value, right? So try and make sure that it's not just an ebook. I'm not saying you have to add audio to it. I'm just saying it needs to be very, very valuable. Like my core calling book actually has like pretty much a lot of my Pace Club, if not all of my Pace Club. It's got my entire business strategy for building a multiple 7-figure business is in core calling, like my book, like everything. Like I can't tell you how many of my clients have said, that is like your whole strategy. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Because if more people understand it, then they would be probably, unless they do it themselves, more willing to actually hire me to help them do it, right? So I'm going to kind of leave it there, Chandra, just because I don't know where to go with you on that as far as exactly what you need. Okay, we got a couple more minutes left. Stefan, Shanda, can you speak into helping someone to make a decision while on the phone with you? I always get, great, that sounds great, but I think I need to think about it. Yeah, so Steph, it's not Stefan, Steph, if someone's telling you they need to think about it, they're still not enrolled. And part of that might be just the level of limitations inside their mind. Part of it might be that you don't know everything going on in their history. So when you're trying to make a decision and you're battling the decision in your head, right? Like we've all been there. Should I do that? Should I not do that? Am I being strong enough? Am I being fair? Like we're all having these dialogues inside our head. I wish I could just shut them off, but that's just not what happens. And so when you're speaking to someone, you don't know what dialogues they're having in their head. So what I've found is the more honest, the more intimate I can get with somebody, the better. So saying something like, what dialogue are you having in your head right now that's causing you to have to think about this? Like, just go there. Just really go there with someone. Like I always say, honesty converts and connection is currency. So if you have if you're thinking something in your head and they're thinking something in their head and nobody's bridging that connection, then you have a break in the ability for currency to flow. Right? So what you want to do is you want to put your attention first on the honesty piece, and just it will actually create a connection. And when that connection happens, trust me, currency can flow, right? So just ask them, what dialogue are you having in your head right now? that's causing you to have to think about this that I don't know about? Like, let me in there so I can help you, right? And that just brings you closer into intimacy. The other thing is that there's a lack of urgency, right? So for instance, we sent out an email the other day that I'm going to be teaching my PACE club one more time. I'll be mentoring it one more time. And then I'm retiring from teaching PACE club. And we are moving it into a self-paced program. And I won't get too much into that, but we're just going much into international markets, and the time zones just really help to be able to open it up. However, I will no longer be mentoring it anymore. I've been doing it for many years. And so this is the last class that I'm going to mentor. So you can imagine when that email went out, we just got bombarded with people that were like, hey, because it creates urgency. And it does, right? So it does create urgency. If you want to be mentored with me and you've been putting it off, now would be a really good time to figure out like a way of getting over whatever is limiting you so that we can help you, right? So that's urgency, right? So you can create urgency many ways. You can give a 2-hour discount. You could give a till 5 o'clock discount. There's nothing that says that we ever have to discount our services. So you could give a really good discount on something that's only available. Don't like give a discount and leave it out there. Hey, let me like reduce the deposit to X amount of dollars. Don't do those things and just leave it out there. I'll do that for you until 5 o'clock today to help you, right? Last chance I'm going to teach this program. So you want to look for areas that are real, that you can create urgency, and make sure you have that connected conversation. If you do, I'm telling you, connection like just trumps anything. It just creates currency. All right, you guys, I am going to head off to Vegas. I'm going to go grab my son and my handsome husband, and we're going to head out. Carla and Alex just got here. It looks like Alex is loading stuff into the car. And so I will probably be doing some fun little posts while we're in Vegas. We're doing a road trip. We rented a Suburban, and we're all jumping in the Suburban with our kids and heading down to Vegas, so it should be a lot of fun. So remember to have fun. I work really hard, as you guys can see, getting up at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. It's hard work, right? And I love it, but it's hard work. This was not an easy task for me to start doing a few months ago. But also make sure you put a good amount of flex time in your life so you're enjoying your husbands, your wives, your friends. Just have a good life. Just have a good life. Have a good life while you're building. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah! Talk to you later.